fabled heat, where magic meets desire. Subscribe to ignite the fantasy.
I knew the underbelly of Viridia like the lines on my own palm, every shadowed alley, every hidden doorway leading to illegal gaming dens or illicit alchemical laboratories, every den where a girl like me, orphaned and forgotten, could disappear without a trace. The cobblestones, slick with a perpetual film of grime, and the occasional spill of ale, whispered secrets under my worn boots. The air, a pungent cocktail of fermenting waste, cheap incense from a nearby shrine, and the cloying sweetness of rot was my breath. Tonight, however, the weight of Tobias's debt pressed down on me, not as a whisper but as a suffocating burden, a phantom noose tightening around my throat with every step. He wasn't a man who forgot or forgave. He was a spider, and I was just another fly caught in his vast, sticky web. The scent of roasted meats, succulent, crackling pork belly, spicy lamb skewers, and sweet pastries, sugar-dusted and heavy with exotic fruit, drifted from the market stalls, a cruel, almost malicious reminder of the gnawing emptiness in my stomach. It wasn't just a hunger pang, it was a deep, aching void that had hollowed me out over days. My last proper meal was a memory so faint it felt like a dream. The thought of facing Tobias empty-handed, of enduring his cold, reptilian gaze and the threat implicit in his perfectly manicured hands, sent a tremor through my limbs, not of fear exactly, but of a desperate, primal urgency. I needed to eat, yes, but more importantly, I needed to survive. Tobias didn't care for excuses. My eyes, usually sharp and darting, scanned the teeming crowd of the night market, a labyrinth of canvas awnings and flickering oil lamps. Merchants hawked their wares with booming voices, street performers juggled glowing orbs, and the casual throng flowed like a river, each face a potential opportunity or a potential threat. My fingers, calloused from years of navigating this brutal world, twitched, itching for the subtle, almost imperceptible touch of a credit chip nestled in an unsuspecting pocket. I needed a mark, a quick skim, just enough to appease Tobias for another day, to buy myself a sliver of time, and then I'd vanish into the shadows, a ghost once more. Old Man Hemlock, a merchant known for his exquisite, albeit overpriced, silks and his legendary carelessness with his personal finances, was my target. He stood by his stall, a flamboyant display of shimmering fabrics in hues of midnight blue and sunrise gold, his jowly face red from too much ale, his booming laugh carrying over the din. He was counting coins openly, a small pouch of credit chips visible on his belt, the perfect pigeon. I began to move, a phantom in the crowd, my movements fluid and practiced, honed over years of necessity. My eyes locked onto the pouch, calculating the angle, the precise moment to strike, to make contact without making a connection. It was an art, a dance of distraction and dexterity. My heart thrummed a nervous rhythm against my ribs, a drumbeat of imminent danger and potential salvation. As I threaded through a cluster of gossiping fishwives, closing in on Hemlock, a hand brushed against mine. Not a jostle from a passerby, but a deliberate, almost possessive touch. A jolt, sharp and electric, shot through me, a heat that had nothing to do with the suffocating warmth of the crowded market, everything to do with a past I tried to bury. Kael. The name echoed in my mind like a forbidden melody. My breath hitched. His touch had always done that, sparked something ancient and wild within me that I fought to extinguish. It was a current I both craved and feared, a reminder of a life I'd glimpsed, then lost. Looking for trouble, Lyra. His voice, a low rumble that vibrated through the very bones of my hand, was laced with an infuriating amusement. It was a voice that could coax secrets from stone or lull a beast to sleep. His eyes, the color of storm clouds gathering before a tempest, held a dangerous, knowing glint that seemed to peel back the layers of my carefully constructed composure. He saw too much, always had. He saw the tremor in my hand, the hunger in my eyes, the desperation I tried to mask. I tried to ignore the way my pulse quickened, hammering against the inside of my wrist where his fingers still lingered, a searing brand. Just passing through, I murmured, my voice a brittle whisper, attempting to pull my hand away. My thief's instinct screamed at me, flight, evade, disappear. But his fingers tightened around my wrist, his grip surprisingly strong, almost gentle in its unyielding force. It wasn't a threat, not overtly, but a clear statement, you're not going anywhere. He didn't need to use force to convey power. His presence alone was a gravitational pull. I doubt that, he said, his gaze unwavering, piercing through my flimsy facade. He leaned closer, the movement deliberate, unhurried, his lean body a wall against the swirling chaos of the market. His breath, warm and carrying the faint scent of something earthy and wild, brushed against my ear, sending shivers down my spine. Tobias is a dangerous man to owe. His patience, like his mercy, is a finite commodity, and I hear yours is about to run out. The casual way he spoke of Tobias, of my debt, revealed a depth of knowledge that both unnerved and intrigued me. Perhaps I can offer an alternative. His words hung in the air, thick with unspoken tension, a silent challenge in the cacophony of the market. The air around us seemed to crackle, charged with an energy that felt almost tangible. I could feel the heat radiating from his body, a magnetic pull that threatened to unravel my carefully constructed composure, to strip away the defenses I'd meticulously built around my heart. He was an anomaly, a breach in the careful architecture of my survival. Every instinct screamed caution, but a deeper, more reckless part of me, starved for anything other than desperation, urged me to listen. My gaze flickered to his lips, a tempting curve that promised both danger and forbidden pleasure. "What do you want?" I asked, my voice barely a whisper, a stark contrast to the roaring hunger in my gut and the frantic beat of my heart. The desperation was seeping through, despite my efforts to contain it. I had learned early that nothing came for free in Viridia, especially not from someone like Kael. He smiled then, a slow, predatory curve that sent a shiver down to my very core. It wasn't a warm smile, nor entirely cold, but something in between, a knowing glint that bespoke ancient secrets and dangerous alliances. It was the smile of a predator who had found a most interesting prey. "Let's just say I have a proposition, one that might benefit us both. A way out of Tobias's clutches, Lyra, a real way out, but it won't be easy, and it won't be without its own set of interesting challenges." His grip on my wrist tightened infinitesimally, a silent promise and a warning rolled into one. The choice, I realized with a sudden, chilling clarity, was no longer about old man Hemlock's credit chips. It was about something far, far bigger.